Howdy folks, Luke Simons with you. Back to the Basics 101. We're at my brother's ranch today, out here in the beautiful North Dakota Badlands. And I've got my horse saddled up, Pontiac. And I've got my new horse, which his name is just New Horse so far. Still not sure what I'm going to name him. Introduce you to somebody. Hey Whitney, how are you? Good?
Whitney just shepherded cow poop.
Oh man, how are you doing, young lady?
Good.
Good. Are you eating a bagel? My word, let me see that thing. What? You not gonna share?
No.
Oh, I was gonna film him milking the cow. This is Cooper. Oh man, what do you got, Coops? Milking the cows.
This is me.
What happened to your feet? Do you walk in all the mud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see. Oh, horses. I'm here.
Careful, Whit.
Hey, Dad got him horsey. Dad got him horsey.
Yep, watch out, Whitney.
I rode him over here. He's been limping all year.
Want these guys out?
We'll keep him in because Mason's got to catch his. Cooper's got to catch one.
Oh, Mason's here.
Yeah, hey, I think
Well, this is Lee Bob. Lee Bob had something exciting happen to him. What happened to you yesterday, Lee Bob?
My horse swam across the river.
And what happened?
My leg gets so sore.
And what's your horse's name? Buck. So Buck swam across the river. And what happened to Lee Bob? What happened to Lee Bob?
Nothing.
Nothing? I don't think Lee Bob wants to tell us the whole story here, folks. So what are you up to today, Whitney? What are you gonna do? Huh?
No, get a picture for Dad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You ready to roll?
Mm-hmm.
hang on to him.
Don't kick this puppy. Come on.
So everything was going good until it wasn't no more. We just got the horses all saddled up and put in the trailers, my pickup, Ben's pickup. And what do you know? Can't find the taggers. And he's got a pasture of late-born calves. We were going to brand a few calves today as well. And by golly, he's so disorganized. See, when you're organized like me in every way, things like this don't happen. If you've never watched Hank the Cow Dog, not watched, listened to, or read his books, it's hilarious because he puts an accurate description of cowboy sense of humor. See, if this was me right now, I'd be flipping out. I would actually almost be losing the Holy Ghost. But meaning it's happening to my brother, it's kind of comical. Does he have a name? No names? Just pigs. Wowzers. Pigs in mud. Holy man. That may have to be 600 pounds, I bet. My sister-in-law, it's her pigs and her goats and sheep. They sell them to a lot of folks from Africa, actually. Come out here and pay premium dollar for them. Boy, they must have a herd full of billies over there. I can smell them from here. I could actually smell them across the yard. We dropped the boys off in pasture 7 and pasture 2, and we are up on Mike's, what's it called, Mike's Pass. my brother and I, up by the corrals, we're going to be gathering cows up here, and we're all going to meet at the corrals. We have a few calves that need to be branded. I don't know how many exactly, but ended up finding enough ear tags where, see, we don't put tags in. My brother or I don't put tags in when the calves are born. There's really no need for it when you're calving on pasture. Just no need for it at all. So, because you just don't have sick calves. That's the facts of it. You just don't have sick calves. And, oh, I think my brother's going to want me to park. Like so, maybe. Anyways, noodle brain here. Folks, these aren't Hollywood videos. These are just working man videos. They're not really edited real well. Nothing about them are edited real good. Let's go this way, Mike.
Now, one of you left a comment, and your username is when I'm 64. And you said your grandpa's statement was, the only thing dumber than livestock is the people that raised them. Which simply means, if you have dumb livestock, it's because of how you're handling them, and you're probably handling them dumb. Livestock, when handled dumb, are dumb as the person handling them. It is important to not be angry and just go slow. Just understand them. If you let them know what they need to do, livestock will behave appropriately. Almost every single time that I had a livestock problem, it's my problem. I am the issue. And being a herdsman is a very important, and it's scientific. True statement. I couldn't agree with you more when I'm 64.
Come on, little buddy.
So true. One word that we never say at our place is can't. Can't never did nothing for nobody. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. Both ways, you're right. All right, let's go, Pontiac. Oftentimes you'll hear ranchers complaining about oil fields. And, you know, the oil field is what it is. You have good and bad in every type of folks and every industry. That's just the way she is. However, before the oil boom was here, we didn't have roads. We had cow trails. That's the facts. And you didn't get to go to town. I mean, in the wintertime, it just wasn't going to happen. No one even thought of having a car and living in these beautiful badlands. It just wasn't done. Now you can have a car pretty easily. And so when I hear my fellow ranchers complaining about the oil field, I always wonder, either they don't remember or they're very young. So yes, we need to drill oil, and we need to do it responsibly, and everyone needs to work together. However, it is, without being said, we have benefited from oil in a lot of different ways. Besides that, I like my plastics, I like the synthetics, I like a lot of different things. Oh, Pontiac wanted to get in on all the fame. No sooner was I talking about the oil field, that feller drive by me, big smile and waving. The idea here is that we pull the cows out of the draws, out of the brush. We're bringing them all down onto the road. That's the whole idea. And after all the cows are down on the road, or in the bottoms, you might say, Then we'll gather them up to the corrals.
In big country, it's easy to miss calves. Sometimes you'll miss a cow-calf pair at branding time, or some cows just calve late. So, those are called slick calves. They have no brands on them.
It's pretty down
And
here.
in our country, if you want to eat your own beef, you have to go to your neighbor's house.
Come on, old girl.
That's not totally true, but it is kind of a true statement. The word maverick came around during the Civil War. There was a rancher, and his last name was Maverick, and Mr. Maverick didn't brand his cattle. And when the boys came home from the war, well, to say the least,
She's muddy.
there was a lot of cattle running around with no brands.
Good job, buddy.
They just started calling them Mavericks because you branded them and you owned them. So today, a calf that has no brand, we still call them Mavericks. After Mr. Maverick. Brand your cattle. It's important.
So when it starts to get warm, cattle start to brush up. That's the facts of it. Just like you, when it gets hot out, it doesn't matter where you're at. People brush up. That's the way she works. That's the way it bumps. Just me, Pontiac, and God. Beautiful. It's a beautiful draw. Once upon a time, there was an oil rig back in here. Actually, I'm riding on the old road, which you would never know there's not a road. There was a road here. Once the oil field reclaims, you'd never know. You'd drive right over it and you wouldn't know it. In fact, you could be on the wellhead and you wouldn't know it. Once they boy, there's a lot of deer in this area. Deer tracks. Just never would know it. They do an excellent job of reclaiming the land. We're actually on the road. The cows use it. That's why you know there even be a road here. But this is dirt. All the scoria is removed off the top. Yeah, isn't that pretty back in here? It's a natural calving pasture, really. All these finger draws, that's what they're called, finger draws, are natural calving pastures. We're just checking for strays. Kind of a casual day today. My brother asked me to ride this draw. Actually, this is the first time I've been in this draw. This is a relatively new ranch to my brother. And it is probably the prettiest draw that I've been in so far. Just beautifully quiet in here, natural calving pasture. But here again is another reason why a horse is really, really nice to have. This is fresh rain. I'm riding in mud, clay. No signs of cattle anywhere. No visual signs anywhere. But as I rode by, about, 300 yards, maybe 400 yards behind me, I heard a cow calling to its calf. On a four-wheeler, it is hard to hear cattle from a distance. And when you're listening, you can really, boy, there's some nice deer down in here. Really nice deer. Holy cow, that must be a monstrous buck. You can really hear them. And that's what you want to hear. You're after as much hearing them as you are seeing them half the time. Especially if they hunker down and it starts to get a little warm out. Every once in a while, your horse will need a blow, it's called. And just taking a rest. So, you just walk them. That's what I do anyways. I guess most good ranchers I know, they're pretty considerate of their horse. A good horse is hard to come by. And you can tell when they get tired. So I just usually will walk, if it's a beautiful canyon like this, ravine, I keep calling it a canyon. Just let her walk behind me. And eventually, when I get tired, I'll jump back on. You can feel it in them. It really does help them a lot. Boy, that'd be a good spot for a deer blind right there. Maybe a little bit more elevation.
ground blind anyways. It's pheasant season or I'm sorry, not pheasant, it's youth deer season right now. I believe it just opened up here just recently. So there's hunters all over in here. And elk hunters. We got some trespass problems in North Dakota that needs regulating. I think I just made that word up. Well, I found my Bellarine buddies. Hopefully they won't give me much of a fight. Looks like one cow, a couple calves. Means there's probably another cow around. Oh, I'll be right there. What'd you make us for lunch at 4:13 now?
I made hot dish.
Hot dish. Sweet. You didn't use dog food or anything, did you?
Yep, totally.
Yeah? Well, we're back at headquarters now. I don't know, there was what, 23 calves? Mavericks. If you want to know what a Maverick is, let me know in the comments. I'll explain that. Slick calves, Mavericks. Yeah, if you want to know about that, let me know in the comments. I'll let you know what that means. And yeah, we got all that done. What else was I going to say to you? Oh, Pontiac. She's got lip dragolitis. That's a real bad case of lip dragolitis. She's dragging her lips on the ground as we're walking. She's pretty wore out today. Ended up being a nice drive though. Nice, beautiful, just casual, great ride today. Got to spend the day with none of my kids were with, my brother's kids, and just a great day. I'm gonna show you his shop real quick. You're gonna love this. We just made a new target, looks like. Yeah, so this is what he did in here. Pretty slick. He's got himself, those are telephone poles there. Just dug himself a pit. You have to put a ladder in there, and then he made a groove there so you can put boards in. And then this here, with our construction company and his construction company, you get a lot of tin left over. So that tin is all different colors, and that's the back side of that tin. So if any of you find a good deal on tin, think about that. It's a real good way of doing this. My brother, I don't know if he invented it, I doubt it, but it was kind of interesting what he did there. I always liked what he did with that. Just put this together last winter. That air compressor there was my grandpa's old chug-a-lugger air compressor. That wood stove there was in my house growing up as a child. This is his welding table he made. Oh, he just made this. Isn't that cool? Old press, just made it. He's been making a bunch of corrals and such. I was seeing how it worked. I stuck it in, and look what I did. The thing will smush her down, but I put it too far close to this thing, and this bad boy here probably weighs 8 pounds. Slammed me right in the chest. Popped out of there like, wow. Pretty cool though. It's pretty much all of my brother's mechanicking tools. I have a whole chest, a couple chests full. Pretty cool. This is his side door into his workshop, I guess. His old workshop. Now it's, I think, where he parks his pickup and tractor in here. This boy just got a new death trap over here. Never been on a dirt bike, actually. He's got all kinds of projects. Well, folks, just thought I'd take you along. Life is good. Life is really good. Enjoying the little things. It's what life is really about.
Till next time, this is Luke Simons. May the Lord guide and keep you. Happy trails.